Protesters tell me that they were filled with frustration, but right now they're filled with faith. Right now, Police Chief of the Hagerstown Department, Chief Kiefer, is speaking with community members. Kids as young as 13 can sign up on Facebook and Snapchat, where messages can actually disappear. And all of this is causing problems for troopers tracking child predators. A bicyclist is dead after being hit by a car. Okay, people, gift giving has officially hit rock bottom. I got a little secret for you guys. I'm going to say it a little bit quietly so they don't hear me. These kids are also going to be joined by Santa. Police say a Jefferson High School drama teacher was found dead this morning in the school's auditorium. Attorneys say Juliet was in a tub just like this with the water running. That was when her father got a phone call and left her there. It took 10 minutes, but when he got back, he found Juliet dead in the bathtub.
Which one of these little girls next? Which one of these little girls next?
At a protest for police accountability, contention
Y'all need to reevaluate everything that you do.
was met with communication.
You couple want to come meet with me, I'll get your information and we'll set up a meeting.
All of this because a 15-year-old girl was pepper sprayed by officers with the Hagerstown Police Department. The girl's attorney says she was also thrown against the wall by police. Officers say she was resisting arrest.
She was 15 years old, so you can't tell me that two grown men needed to use that type of force to try to do whatever to her.
People say they were standing together in love, chanting Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, and All Lives Matter, but also demanding answers from authorities. Protesters say they were filled with frustration, but right now they're filled with faith. That's because this is one of the largest police accountability protests in years. People on both sides of the issue spoke face to face, and police protected their right to peacefully protest.
I'm proud that this is a peaceful, organized protest, and we don't have those other issues that we've seen around the rest of the country.
Now, they're just asking for accountability from authorities.
How about an apology to the community?
Reporting in Hagerstown, Carolyn Blackburne, WHAG News. 9-month-old Juliet was learning how to say her goodbyes.
Don't be mean mugging. I wished I would have never taught her how to say bye-bye. If I could have taught her to say anything, I would have taught her to say see you later. Don't put your finger over the lens.
But later that night, her grandparents say they got a phone call that changed their lives forever.
She was actually a borrowed angel. And that's what I keep telling myself, that one day I will see her again.
Her grandparents say their brilliant baby girl was taken from them, all because her father, Darius Jackson, was distracted. Attorneys say Juliet was in a tub just like this with the water running. That was when her father got a phone call and left her there. It took 10 minutes, but when he got back, he found Juliet dead in the bathtub. And psychologists say in this day and age, anyone can get carried away with their phones.
Accidents happen really quickly, and it just highlights the need for us to pay attention to what's going on in our physically present world and disconnect.
But they say if you're with your child, you need to unplug.
It's all encompassing, and we have become so dependent on these devices.
And for 9-month-old Juliet, her grandparents say a 9-minute and 48-second long phone call took away a lifetime.
If I could give anything in the world just to have her back, I would.
Reporting in Hagerstown, Carolyn Blackburne, WHAG News. Prison is hardly a place where inmates expect to be set free. But with some tough love, Lieutenant Keller Covington is instructing inmates to let go of their shackles.
If he sees some good in you, he's gonna give you some words of advice, and he's gonna make sure you adhere to him because he's gonna come back to you.
Inmates call his advice dropping jewels because after 19 years on the job, Lieutenant Covington shares one hard truth.
It takes you away from your family.
And a lot of the lessons he preaches to inmates he didn't learn while on the clock.
If it wasn't for little programs like that when I was growing up, I probably could end up in that same situation.
And because of that, Lieutenant Covington trades in his uniform
Make sure you listen to the players being called in
for a football cap and turns into Coach Keller. When Lieutenant Covington isn't at his 8 to 4 job encouraging inmates to become better members of society, he's out here on the football field, where he's not only teaching players better tackling techniques, but also how to be teammates on and off the field.
He's been like a dad to me. So, just nice person, good personality, always trying to help somebody.
But players better be exercising their minds in the classroom as much as their bodies on the field.
We had one kid, he had to bring us his homework.
Otherwise, they can expect to sit out a play, a game, or even a season.
If I get a bad grade, he'll be like, if you're trying to go here, you need to get that up.
He just hopes the lessons his players learn on the field make it so that they don't fumble in the future.
You will not win every game, even though we're undefeated right now.
The Hagerstown Giants made it all the way to the championships this year, and players are feeling pretty positive about that victory.
It's nothing. We're about to win.
And with confidence like that, you can't argue with logic like this.
If we can reach the kids in the neighborhood through sports, then we're good.
Keeping those touchdowns high and the recidivism rate low. Reporting in Hagerstown,
We got a championship game, let's go!
Carolyn Blackburne, WHAG News. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Carolyn Blackburne. We begin tonight with breaking news. Police say a Cumberland woman was arrested for attempted murder after an argument with her boyfriend ended in gunshots. Officers with the Cumberland Police Department say 27-year-old Natasha Garlitz had been fighting with her boyfriend throughout the day. They say she fired a gun in his direction, but the shot went through a cabinet and was lodged into a wall. Police say her boyfriend was able to take the gun away from her and unload it until officers arrived. Garlitz was charged with first and second degree attempted murder, first and second degree assault, and reckless endangerment. She's being held at the Allegheny County Detention Center on no bond. And we're also following developing news. A driver was seriously injured in a car crash on Saturday morning. Maryland State Troopers say 22-year-old Zachary Devil Bliss of Walkersville was traveling westbound on Route 340 around 2 a.m. when his car veered off the road and hit a tree. Devil Bliss was flown to shock trauma for his serious injuries. The cause of the accident is still under investigation. And our top story tonight, it has no doubt been a contentious campaign season. And now that it's all wrapped up, President-elect Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are agreeing on one thing: our nation needs unity. And those in the four-state area are backing that statement with a rally meant to bridge this post-election division. WHAG's Katie Mizuraka went to this rally, and she joins us now live in the newsroom with more. Katie? Thank you so much, Katie. Over 200 people attended this rally. And in your political news, Sunday brunch lovers in West Virginia can now enjoy a mimosa with their meal. That's because voters overwhelmingly decided to pass a law in Jefferson, Berkeley, and Morgan counties to allow restaurants to serve alcohol starting at 10 a.m. on Sunday. WHAG's Aaron Miller caught up with restaurant owners in the Eastern Panhandle to see how this new rule will change business. Aaron, what feedback were you getting? Thanks so much, Aaron. For a full list of the counties in the Eastern Panhandle that passed this bill, you can go to our website, your4state.com. Firefighters and police officers in Frederick swapped out their uniforms for football jerseys. They jokingly say it was a little bit about department bragging rights, but mostly it was for a good cause. They call it the Battle of the Badges, where the Frederick County career firefighters went face-to-face on the football field against officers with the Frederick City Police Department at its second annual Turkey Bowl. Whether they win or lose, the public is guaranteed to stay warm. That's because the game's purpose is to raise money money to donate warm coats. Last year, the career firefighters took home the trophy and gave out more than 100 coats. And even though there were both parties battling for the betterment of their community, that doesn't mean there wasn't some friendly smack talk being sprinkled in here and there.
It's our goal.
And in between some football fun, people are also able to see public safety demonstrations, play on a moon bounce, and face paint, while firefighters displayed many pieces of apparatus and police officers showed off their cars.